Guys, I want to welcome you back to my channel. And in this video, I want to break down this trade that I took on GBPUSD, how I actually approached the market, what I saw, and hopefully if you guys see something like this in the market, you guys can capitalize off it as well. Hey, if this is your first time at our channel, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, turn on your notifications. That way you guys can be notified when we drop videos on our channel. Okay, so let's jump into it. So first thing I noticed this week, you guys, is that GU was playing around this key level here, this 1.3 thousand area, pretty much all week. And so for those who don't necessarily know the trading method of Wyckoff, you could have potentially got faked out quite a few times on this particular pair. You know what I'm saying? You would think it's going bullish here. You know, we had a little small break of structure here. It came back. You know, you probably would have took an entry here and some things like that, and constantly went down. But this thing actually played out Wyckoff perfectly, because as you can see, this was an accumulation. You know, with this thing, you had a SC, you had an AR, ST, and all of those different components, which we're not going to actually get into. But if you guys want to know more about Wyckoff, there will be a link that probably is posted right now. But neither here nor there. Let's go ahead and actually get into what I saw for this particular trade. So initially I saw, when I came into the market today, one of the things I saw is that, you know, we had a high, a lower low, lower high, lower low, and we had a break of structure in this area right here on the 15-minute time frame. Okay, and so one of the things, whenever you get a break of structure, you get a, you know, most of the time we're looking for a retest and possibly ride price back up to the upside. But one of the things from this trade that was pretty evident is that if you notice from this key level here, 1.3 thousand, all the way up to 1.31 thousand, that's 100 pips. And so GU has skyrocketed over 100 pips before it even gave us a pullback. So when thinking about something like that, one of the things I thought about was, hey, why not capitalize off of a sell entry on the way down, you know, looking for the retest. So one of the things, you know, I took my Fibonacci tool, I took it from the swing low up to the swing high. Now we're looking for price to retrace somewhere in this golden zone. And so if we kind of look where price is right now, if we're possibly riding it back to this area, that's about 90 pips, 100 pips, or however you want to look at it, down to this area here, which we're looking at possible demand zones down in this area here. So why do we want to miss all that? Let's capitalize off of what the market gives us, and we can eat pips both ways. Okay, so let's go ahead and play price and kind of see what it was doing. So as you guys can see, price is playing around, and one of the things I noticed is this area here, which is 1.31500. Let's go ahead and notate that. So this level here is considered as a mid level. So if we come down here, anything that's a whole number, 1.3 thousand, 1.31 thousand, those are whole number. Those numbers there, those levels are bank levels. Anything with the 500, for example, you have your 1.3500, 1.31500, those are mid levels. Price respects whole numbers, mid levels, sometimes quarter levels, things like that. Okay, but I noticed that price never broke this area. And also we can see price has given us some sort of sideways range, giving us some sort of consolidated range. And so we wanted to notate that, and we can see that price is still in an uptrend, but price is also moving in a sideways trend as well. So let's look at this. So let's go ahead and look at market structure. So we have a high, a low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and we have a break of structure in this area right here. Let's go ahead and notate that. Okay, we have a break of structure. So now, since we know that we have a break of structure on the 15, let's go ahead and drop to the 1 minute and kind of look at price action. Okay. So we know we have a break of structure. So from this point here, we can use our Fibonacci tool, take it from the swing high down to the swing low. So we want to look for price to retrace somewhere in this area here. And so right off the bat, we can see that we have a couple areas that we can look at for potential point of interests. We have an area here, supply zone there. And we also have a supply zone in this area right here. Okay. So these are two good potential areas because we have supply zones and we also have inefficiencies in both of these areas. Okay. However, for me, because this area was all the way at the top, I wanted to look at this area as my main point of interest that I was concerned about. And so I like to utilize a GAN box sometimes to kind of mark this area up. And I'll go ahead and change the color of this. Sometimes I like to utilize a GAN box, and for this, I'll call this my 1 minute supply zone. Okay. That's what we'll call this area here. And so, because this is my main point of interest, I looked at this, I wanted to take a sell limit on this area. And as you can see, I wanted to put my stop loss 5 pips above this area right here. And where did we want our TP to go? I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I was looking at. Let's go to the 4 hour. So if you guys notice, we talked about mid levels, okay? If you notice in this area, price action is respecting this mid level, which is this 1.30500 area. So this area here, I wanted to look for my potential take profit. Now let's change this to make sure we're accurate. Okay. So we're going to take our short tool all the way down to this area here. Now, if you guys notice this is 95 pips. What is the risk reward to this? A 1 to 19 risk reward. We're risking 5 pips and we're trying to get 95 pips. Okay. So let's go back down to the 1 minute. And as you can see, this is our main supply zone. That's our point of interest right there. So let's play this, you guys, and kind of see how price actually plays out in this particular area. Okay. You can see price started to come back up and it wicked us in right there at that area. It wicked us in and we can see we're in an uptrend currently right now on the 1 minute. Higher high, higher low, higher high, things like that. So, hold on. One of the things I want to show you guys is this. As you can see, we're coming down in this area here. And one of the things that I saw that I want to show you guys so you don't get faked out with something like this. So if I throw this Fibonacci tool back on, if you guys notice in this area here, price came up to this area, to this 61.8, and it started to drop. Now, some of you might ask, why didn't I take this entry here? Because if you look here, we want to make sure we follow our rules. When we got this break of structure, we're in a down structure now. Low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, break of structure here. 1 minute BOS right here. So when we get a break of structure, what happens? It has to come back and retest. It came back and retest, and then it started to climb to the upside. So we don't want to necessarily get faked out thinking that this was our actual entry and then we ride it down, because this is the retest. This was a break of structure. This was the retest here. And then price started to climb back up. Okay. That's one of the things I wanted to notate to you guys, because that's something that I saw in the market when the market was actually live, which actually made me not take the entry from the 61.8. And this was my main point of interest here. Okay. So now, as you can see, this thing has wicked us in. And let's kind of look at price action, see what it's going to give us. So as you can see, higher high, higher low, higher high, and let's check it out. So we can see price at a break of structure in this area here, because now we're continuing to the downside now. Price came back up to retest this area after the break of structure. Let's go to the 15-minute and look and see what's going on. Once it retested on the 1 minute, it came back up all the way to retest that area and gave us a massive drop. Look at that. So now when we got this drop here, you guys, this was a short-term low right here that price has broken. If we drop back down to the 1 minute, when this area broke for me, I instantly took my stop loss and moved it above this price action right here, because this is our last order block or supply zone that gave us a continuation pattern of bearish, bullish, bearish. And so from there, this is my initial stop loss here. And a lot of you guys may know that when I trade, I like to notate. I have a GAN box that I have. I like to notate 50% of my trade, and I'll set an alert. That way when the price gets to this area, I'll take partial profits and I'll move my stop to entry. However, because I saw that price action initially from this huge drop, and it actually broke this short-term low here, I was comfortable with moving my stop loss into profit. So let's look at price. Here's another area as well. It broke this short-term low, gave us another order block here. So now stop loss, move to this area here. That's our new stop loss and more profit. And let's watch price. 50%, you can take partial profits if you want and let price, and as you can see, price never stopped. It went all the way down to our target. Now, so we're in this area now, and let's actually remove our bar replay. We're gonna take that off because this is the current market as we can see it right now. So price hasn't gotten down to this area just yet, the initial point of interest that we were looking for. So right now you can see we have an order block here that gives us a demand zone, and we also have one here for potential point of interests. So what we want to do, we want to be patient, wait for price to come on down. I have an alert here that'll let me know price is coming down close to our POI. So hey you guys, this is what I saw in the market. This is how I kind of utilize the different strategies and my principles to actually capitalize on a 1 to 19 risk reward trade, and I caught 95 pips. An easy trading day today. Hey, I hope this was informative for you guys, and I'd like to thank you for watching.